It's time for another 10-minute track making challenge, and today I'm going to use the Fors Opal drum synth in Ableton Live to create a complete techno track in no less than 10 minutes. I'm going to be doing this using an Ableton Live template with Fors Opal instances on all the tracks, so without further ado, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, go! And we are off to the races. So the 10 minutes have started and let's see what happens here. First, a kick drum sound. Setting the parameters here on the first instance of Fors Opal. I have the full synth on the first track here. On other tracks I will have the partial voices. That's because the sequencer is not ideal for every track. I'm using it for this one. Here it makes sense to me to use it. And I'm also going to be creating a sub bass, which is what I'm doing now. Lowering the number of steps, adjusting the pitch and the character of the sound with the warp parameters and all this stuff that I don't completely understand, but yeah, that sounds kick and subby. And as you can see, I've gone for a slightly alternative kick drum pattern here, not the typical 4 to the floor. Onto the next track, creating a very simple MIDI sequence here in the clip. Half bar sequence, pitching it down. I'm gonna make a bass sound. And here I have the gem, the FM synth part of Opal, adjusting the decay time here and the character of the frequency modulation, the frequency of the modulator basically. Very few parameters on here, but a wide palette of sounds. And it's already sounding pretty techno-y. Activating an auto filter here. That's gonna come in handy later when automating to further change the character. The problem with the full interface of Fors Opal is that you really can't do any automation, but you can do that with the separate voices. So on the next track here, the Mass voice, another separate voice, similar or actually the same as the one that I used to create the sub bass on the first track. And as you can see, the interface is quite small and fiddly. Just adjusting the parameters here. So the Mass synth voice is a percussive modeling voice. It can do a lot of very cool sounds indeed. So adding some reverb and delay. Yeah, that's basically that. Next track, I have another Mass, creating a 16th note pattern here. The idea is to make some high metallic sounding percussion, something like this. Again, these controls are not entirely sure what everything does. Here I'm setting up some modulation. That's pretty straightforward with the mod matrix. And you can hear the character changing over time. I tried some randomization on the velocities of the notes, but that didn't sound good, so I'm just keeping them straight, equal notes. So on to the next track. Here I have the Slate, which is a sample-based engine. So I've loaded up a sample. Trying to get that to fit with the rest of the stuff that's going on. Playing with the pitch a little bit, and that'll do for now, I guess. And up next is the Dust engine. So that's a noise-based engine, good for creating hi-hats and cymbals and the like. So that's what I'm doing here. But you can see me struggling with the fiddly interface, trying to click on this decay thing and now I've got it. And I need to hurry up because the first 5 minutes of this 10 minutes challenge are almost over. Okay, so finally a quick hi-hat percussion thingy again, pitching it up, adjusting the envelope, the amount of FM, trying to make a shaker sound here, again with this envelope which is quite fiddly, but there we go. So that's all the sounds done. I have less than 5 minutes left now, so I really should get to arranging, and for that I'm going to use the trusted APC 40 controller to start and stop the clips, port automation, everything. That will build an arrangement in the remaining 4.5 minutes. As you can see, it's recording on the timeline here in the arrange view. And I'm using the APC 40 to control filter on this track, opening up the low pass. Need to adjust the volume here of the kick and the sub bass because they're a little bit on the soft side, quiet side. First percussive sound, and now with this sample-based sound coming in. Adjusting the volume a little bit, trying to get everything to fit together. Of course, this is a first rough pass of an arrangement. It's not going to be a finished track in the sense that it would be something that I would be able to release immediately, but it'll be a full-length sketch of a track, something with a start, a middle and end, where some ideas are fleshed out, and in my book that counts as a complete track. So I did a little breakdown by stopping the first track. As you can see, it's not recording MIDI because it has its own built-in sequencer. The other tracks are recording the MIDI clips. And like I said, the automation capabilities are very limited on the full version with the built-in sequencer. That's why I chose to use mostly the single voices. Okay, a breakdown here where I stopped the kick and sub as well as the hi-hat. And what I'm doing now is I'm using a Synth effect, sending some of these sounds to a shimmer reverb, which creates a nice drone. And now into the drop, where basically all the sounds are going for the full-on high-energy part of the track. I lied, the hi-hat wasn't going just yet. I think I had to fade that in because you do see the clip on the timeline, but it wasn't sounding yet. Here I'm messing about a little bit with the first track. I also had a high pass filter on the first track to do the DJ style thing where you move the energy from the kick and the sub bass. And again, this is something that can be cleaned up later, of course. But what it is going to get me is a complete piece of music. With 1.5 minutes to go, you can see that there is something being arranged here. Again, I am using the shimmer sound to get this drone in the background. stuff as well. And there's the timer, and we're done. Right, so the 10 minutes are up, the track is done. I'm not sure about the result. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether you like it or not. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it and consider subscribing to see more. I have a lot more stuff like this in the pipeline, but in any case, thank you so much for watching and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.